I was watching a documentary the other day called Pimp, right? And the dude said, one of the pimps, they interviewing the dude, and he was like, "Man, I can't have sex with my hoes too much." You understand? And the dude, and it was like, why? He was like, because I'm God, and I can't let them have access to God whenever they want. You understand what I'm saying? Now, anybody hearing that for the first time, they'll think to themselves, "Oh, this chauvinist pimp, guy, da 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 da," and he thinks he's God. And what it really, it's deeper than that. What the guy is trying to say is that there are times when your woman will want sex from you, and you have to say no. You have to say no. Why? Because what that does is it sets that boundary. Like how I told you, when the man buys the house and he gives the woman the boundary for her to flourish as a female, for her creativity to really like expand within the boundaries. It's the same kind of thing. You have to set boundaries. So you can't fuck your chick all the time. You can't give her dick whenever she wants it. You have to. It's like God doesn't give us sunlight whenever we want it. He gives us sunlight when it's time for sunlight. Right. And ultimately, and I mean, I'm not trying to get religious or nothing, but you understand what I'm saying. Like, the sun doesn't come out all the time. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it comes out when it's supposed to come out. Right. So something that we can't control is making the decision for the sun to come out. Right. And what happens if we're conscious people who are aware of sunlight versus no sunlight, what happens is when the sunlight happens, we appreciate the sunlight. And when there's no sunlight, we remember the times that we had sunlight. You understand what I'm saying? Right. And then when sunlight comes again, we appreciate it and we have a good time. But if there was sunlight whenever we asked for it, we wouldn't value the sunlight. And that's what happens when you follow a woman and you try to appease and make them happy all the time. They don't value anything after that because they realize that they could get it any fucking time they want. You see what I'm saying? Let me ask you a question, Lucario. Let me ask you a question. When you was a young buck coming up, right? What was the value you had on pussy? How valuable was it?
It was like all the way up here.
Okay, now you the type of nigga that get pretty much as much pussy as you want at this. What's your value on pussy right now?
It's like it's real talk.
Okay, that's it. Remember, the female is emotional, so if she can have anything she wants from you anytime she wants, she's not gonna value anything. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why you, as the man, you have to love how a king would love how God loves the people on this earth or whatever. Because remember, God only gives us. He gives us what he wants to give us when it's time to give it to us. So there's not day anytime we want. There's day when it's daytime. It's not night when we want. It's night when it's nighttime. Right. You understand what I'm saying? That's so you have to remember that as a man. You start to try to follow these chicks and make them happy all the fucking time, they're not gonna value anything you have to offer them. You see what I'm saying?
And even with that metaphor of the day and the night, look at it when it rains. Sometimes don't you get upset when it rains?
Right.
But you need the rain, don't you?
Exactly.
You understand? Because if it didn't rain and you had no water, how would you see what I mean? So it's there's a point as to why it's happening, and it's the thing where you're managing that situation to make everything work, so how it's supposed to work. You see what I'm saying?
Because remember, we also said this before, like, your woman is not really supposed to necessarily like you. You see what I'm saying? Right. Or yeah, I mean, I'm sure she's, having a friendship with your woman is good, but more importantly, she has to